a female stand-up comedian at TEDx. What are the odds, right? I mean, when my friends found out that I was doing a TEDx talk, they were like, what, you, TEDx? You put the double X into TEDx. So it's going to take it down a notch. But female stand-up comedian is a very rare thing. People are always quite surprised to find out that that's what I do. So let's get a feel of the room, right? Can all the independent ladies make some noise? There you are. Doing what you're told, so, you know. It's okay. It's okay, ladies. Feminism's tough. It's tough, right? Because they change the rules all the time, you know? It's this whole, if they open the door for us, it's disrespectful. And but if they don't carry our boxes, we might break a nail. So, you know. And respect me, but not in the bedroom. So, you know, the feminism thing is tough. And in the 70s, they were burning bras, and I'm sorry. They're not only expensive and pretty, but I need this thing. Not for support, but for padding. Eh? So it's dangerous. It's inferno material if we light this on fire. But, you know, feminism started for me in the 90s with, you know, the Spice Girls and their ugly shoes. And they were going to tell us what they wanted, what they really, really wanted. And never really got there because they're women. And but it's okay. But it got better, because then Beyonce came along with those thighs, and she was doing that whole, who run the world? And that was cool. After her whole song about how men should pay her bills, then she became an independent lady and then did the whole, who run the world? And we got excited, and us females, we were into that. Like, who run the world? Girls. Who run the world? Girls. But really, who run the world? China. Go back to school, Beyonce. Hashtag don't tell America. That's just awkward. And even if you're a lady and you think to yourself, no, when I'm putting on that sexy lingerie, trust me, Angel, I run that world. Really? Check the back of your bra. Made in China. Everything. But it's nice to be here, obviously. Such an honor here with all you intellectuals at the TEDx speaking thing. That's what I call it. The talks. I don't know, I feel like an imposter, but it's nice they've gone with a pirate theme this year, so we're honoring Somalia, obviously. Must be. I don't know, you tell me, I don't know, what's it up with? But it's great, and the back's there, and it's sold out, and look at you all, and this is a huge step for me as a performer, because obviously I'm used to performing in my bedroom, so, you know, this is a nice step more. Not that kind of performing. Gentleman's eyes lit up. But I mean, my name is Angel, so I would forgive you for any, you know, otherwise thoughts you might have had. It's my real name. And you don't have a hell of a lot of career options growing up with the name Angel, okay? You know, you can't be like a doctor or a lawyer with the name. Can you imagine working in an emergency ward of a hospital, for example? You know, some kid comes in needing stitches on their arm, and the nurse is like, yo, let me just go get Angel, you know? The kid's gonna be like, no, mommy, I'm not ready to meet Grandpa and all his friends. So that's out. So really, your career options are like stand-up comedy or stripping. So I practice in my bedroom, both, let's be honest, and based on how much the neighbors booed, we picked stand-up comedy. And my family is... What I told you about the padding. What you gonna do? So my family's mostly very proud, but my grandmother does get a little suspicious when I tell her I do orals on stage for a living. So that word has changed since we were in primary school, hey? Remember when the teacher was like, unprepared orals? And we were all like, yay, it's a free period. Oh, we grow up and things change. But speaking of teaching and no career options, what I did after university with the name Angel and zero options, I went to South Korea to teach English. Has anyone done that? You take a degree, doesn't matter what you know, you can go there and teach. And so you have zero career options, zero futures, and they leave you alone with impressionable little first graders. That is far too much responsibility for someone like me. So, and let me first paint the picture, right? So South Korea is this, I lived in Seoul. It's the second most densely populated city in the world. You've got Mumbai, India, then Seoul, Korea. And it is not a diverse, cultural, multi-South African kind of dense. It is South Koreans who all like to dress the same, all look the same, and they all look at you like you are an alien. I used to blow my students' minds because I dyed my hair even blonder just to look like a princess. And my students used to literally look at me and say, "Teacher, your eyes are so big. You can see everything." Bless. That's pretty racist. High five. I see Asian people. What do you want from me? Go back to your chair. They don't even know that they're Asian. Little Sixth Sense reference for some of you. And so it's great, and you live in this tiny little apartment where your shower head is above the toilet like a train station. The space is so constricted. So to get your joy, you find it in warped little places, because all these students have these Korean names that to us sound exactly the same. When they write it out in Chinese, their symbols, it's different. It has different meanings. But to the naked ear, it sounds like Pak Taiwan, Pak Taiwan, Pak Taiwan, and Pak Taiwan. So you get to give them English names. It's part of their induction into learning English. It's part of the culture. They've never encountered English before. So you're like, no, John, Jacob, Jared, Joseph, and Yomasa. Here's the thing, guys. They've never encountered English names before. You could tell them that Yomasa is a real name, and they'd buy into it. Like I said, too much power for people with no responsibility, okay? One of my friends, true story, had a small class of Koreans, right? So he named them Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, Blade, and Shark. I don't know. Read more comic books. But, so now, the kids obviously know who these characters are. So they're like, best name ever, and they're running around, and they're stoked. But now, this is their English name, okay? So there's a little Batman growing up in Korea. Now, when Batman meets an English person, this is the name he's going to offer forward. What happens when Batman grows up? What if he fulfills his father's lifelong dreams of moving to America, you know? I just hope that Batman moves to New York City, right? And imagine it's a stormy, dark, thunder and lightning night, you know, very gothic, if you will. And he's in a dark alleyway and he bumps into a group of stoners. Because he's going to be all, hello, I am Batman. And these stoners will probably be like, dude, all this time, how have we never noticed his eyes through the mask? Greatest disguise ever. So no, like when I gave my students names, I try to be slightly more responsible because I understand the implications of growing up with a weird name. A name like Angel, I mean, even when you're in high school and you date guys, if you can trick them, it becomes their problem, right? Because they have to go home and say, so mom, like, I'm dating a chick. Oh my God, that's amazing. He's dating a chick. He's dating a chick. He's not gay. I know. Cancel the priest. We don't need it. Okay, lovely, honey. So what's her name? Well, her name's Angel. Oh my God. She's black. Call the priest back. I can't tell you how many mothers hugged me that little bit tighter when they met me to say, I'm so glad you're not black. And excuse her, why is that okay to just say to a fellow white person that I'm actually racist, basically? She should be so lucky that I was black, in my opinion, because let alone the BEE and cool factor her family's going to acquire. You've also got the gene pool possibility, because look at the royal family. Those gene pools are too close together, hey? When you take a black and a white gene pool, you get a mixed race baby, and everybody knows the saying, mixed race children are God's Photoshop, okay? Yeah. Like, the colored people are clapping because you guys are freaking gorgeous, that's right. Rub it in our faces, the cool hair and the cool skin. But, so this is the thing, and this is what I'd like to talk about, that white people think it's okay to just, and not just white, but I'm white, so I'm speaking from my behalf, this racism, post-apartheid stuff where it's like racism, high five, we're on the same team. This is not okay, and we need to stop it in its tracks and address it, especially with the younger generation. Here's an example. My friend's little brother comes home out of breath, and he's all like, you know, Justin, what's wrong? No, geez, there's a police roadblock up the road, and yeah, I had some dacha in my back pocket, so I had to run like a K to get away from the cops. And we're like, what? Did you just say like a K? Obviously his mother comes out and she's like, did my son just say like a K? I did not vote in the 1994 elections for Nelson Mandela to let this happen to, obviously Noltundo's in the kitchen smashing plates. Like, I thought it was over, and it's not okay. So Justin's mom is like, you get your father on the phone and you tell him you use the phrase, I ran like a K. And Justin's like, what? Like a kilometer. Could have been worse. Could have been a mile. So my point is, the wrong name leads to racism. So when I name my students, I wanted to be more responsible. So, you start almost like a town planner. You've got the names of, politicians, names of flowers. I named a whole class after ex-boyfriends, whatever. It was my biggest class. All underachievers, obviously, but what you gonna do? The nice thing about that class is they always came early, so that was nice. But I digress. Classes started on time. But so in the political class, the cutest little kid, Nelson, obviously, and there was a little Desmond and a little Steve. I did name one of them Tabor, but Nelson and Jacob didn't play nicely with Tabor, so he voluntarily left the class, which was better than Julius, who we had to expel. And then you mess with them as well. There was an opinionated little girl, very cheeky, Winnie. It was fine. She thought she was named after Tigger and Piglet's best friend, Winnie. So she laughed. I laughed more. Then Winnie gave me a necklace for my birthday. I was like, whoa, Winnie. You just took this to a very dark place. But no, the Asian culture, before the standing ovation, I'm going to leave you with this last little thought. That they're great with technology over there. They've invented everything. And here in Africa, we've got it's the mobile technology invasion and smartphones and everything. And I think you'll all remember the BlackBerry crash at the end of 2011. Do you guys remember that? When for 4 days, BlackBerry just crashed all over the world. And so it wasn't just South Africa. It was in Canada and Asia and Europe. So we can't even blame apartheid like we usually do, right? But I don't know if you've heard. It's okay, you can laugh. We do this as a country. But I don't know if you've actually heard there's a conspiracy theory around why BlackBerry crashed for those 4 days. That apparently the Taliban use BBM to send each other their bomb codes. Have you guys heard this? So the NSA and the CIA, they can't tap into the messages that BlackBerry sent to each other. So somebody at the CIA got some intel that the Taliban were planning 9/11, the remix. And so they were like, shut it down, Bob. And then we were left like, doing that Lion King thing we do when we can't get signal. It works better at sunrise, usually. And whether or not it's true, I don't know. Conspiracies. Did we land on the moon? Is Obama an alien? Do padded bras get you boyfriends? So all these conspiracies. But if it's true, just suspend that for a moment. What do you think the Taliban are like on BBM, right? Do they use it strictly business, or do they have little chats as well? And do they use the emoticons like smiley face, Do they have special ones like turban face, I wish I could tap into a BBM message just to see, because it'd probably be like, Whoop, hello, Mohammed. Whoop, what's up, Mohammed? Statistically. Whoop, what you doing? Oh, nothing, just chilling in my man cave. Oh, okay. Anywho, here are the bomb codes. Lol. Ruffle. Okay. G2G. Won't see you later. #boom. My name's Angel. You guys are doing amazing. Thanks so much.